While we head through Irkutsk, I would like to draw your attention of where we are now. This is Baikalskaya Street, that later will turn into the highway that leads to Lake Baikal. To your right, you can see a city square that is dedicated to the 50th anniversary of this birth of the Soviet Union. Next to the square, there is a building that once housed our fur distribution center called Siberian Fur. The center was the largest market of its kind in Siberia and handled local pelts that further were sent into international auctions, or they were used locally in the production of fur clothing. There was a slight downfall in production in 1990s and caused mainly by new popularity and competitive prices of Chinese fur. Despite this, our region still actively produces fur that is both hunted in the wild by local hunters and specially farmed. And just recently, in 2016, our legendary Baikal fur auctions resumed after a long hiatus. Fur has always been an important part of our Russian economy. Siberia was actually first explored by European Russians in search of fur. Many years ago, in 12th-14th centuries, many pelts of sable, beaver, fox, lynx, squirrel, otter, mink, wolverine, and even muskrat came to serve as local currency. Part of the reason was that there wasn't enough silver money in circulation. Even earlier, in 10th-11th century, fur became an important element in trade with neighboring countries. As Siberia became more populated in 16th century, it was obvious that it was fabulously rich in fur-bearing animals, valuable fur-bearing animals. In all, there are 29 species that ultimately contributed to the fame to our local fur empire. As this sable paradise was taken over by Russia, it helped to strengthen the positions of Russia in world fur market. By the 17th century, Russia became one of the world's biggest fur suppliers. And in searching for more fur, Russia expanded all the way into Americas, notably into Alaska. Russia was predominant on the fur market right up to the end of the 19th century, when the USA and Canada joined in as mass producers. Until the end of 19th century, most of the fur-bearing animals here were simply hunted. By the beginning of the 20th century, these animals were seriously overhunted and greatly depleted. Their forest habitats disappeared as local cities grew and industry and farming developed. Most of these fur-bearing animals here are now special government protection. Licensed hunting is quite limited. Most pelts that end up as clothing are produced in what we call larger fur farms. Still, we Siberians are very eager to buy items made out of fur. It's quite different of what you might see in other countries. No one here even think of spraying paints on you as a protest against wearing a fur coat. Instead, it's very traditional and normal to follow latest fur fashion, especially when the winter temperature can drop to as low as -40 degrees Celsius. So, when you come to Siberia in wintertime, you shouldn't be surprised to see many fur hats decorated in Siberian style with beads, leather and trim of different colors. We also walk around wearing boots and slippers made of reindeer fur, as well as fur mittens and handbags.